Hey guys, today you're going to learn what is high ticket sales, should you do it, why is it so popular, and what to look for in a high ticket sales position. These are things that I picked up after nearly 10 years of virtual high ticket sales, and a lot of these things I really wish someone would have told me when I was just getting started. So listen up. All right, guys, got the screen share on here. Take a look at what we're going to go over. So let's get into it. So, what is high ticket sales? So, high ticket sales, a high ticket salesperson, it's just someone that works in sales essentially. It's another word for it for someone who sells products that have a ticket price of roughly $1,000 or over. So not that high of a bar, to be perfectly honest. I would actually argue high ticket sales is probably even a bit higher than that, like 1,500, 2,000 personally. But the standard is usually around $1,000. Okay, so why is high ticket sales so popular? Well, as you might imagine, it's just because you make more money doing it. Basically, all commission structures are based off a percentage of the actual value, either revenue or profits, of the value per client brought in. So the higher the value of client, the more money you're going to make if you're good. Another question I get a lot is, well, should I get into high ticket sales? Short answer, yes. If you're going to be working in sales as a profession long term, you want to get into high ticket sales. It's where the money's at. It's if you actually want to make a career out of it and actually be making six figures, multiple six figures. That's basically always done via high ticket sales. Now I'm sure there's exceptions to that, but in general, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, overwhelming majority, it's people who are working in high ticket sales. Okay, so what should you be looking for if you're trying to get into high ticket sales? Well, that obviously depends a little bit on where you are in your career. If you're just new, just starting off in sales, you're going to focus less on the money and the compensation aspect and focus more on the training, the mentorship, the growth opportunities. So larger organizations are going to be better at this, particularly if they have a sales manager. They actually have a whole structure for this, like an onboarding package. You're going to get more of that, probably get a little more care. Um, they're going to care a little bit more about your growth, your progress, and all that those types of things. That's normally going to come as well with a base plus commissions compensation package, which I actually would highly suggest when you're just starting off, because you're basically, as you might imagine, you're getting guaranteed income, base, whatever it is, making 30 grand a year, and then commissions on top of that, you make another 30 grand a year on commissions, right? If you do well. I'd suggest that when you're just getting started off, right? Because it's going to be really stressful, particularly at the beginning if you don't have a lot of sales experience and if you're not a natural like most of us aren't when we get started. You do want to have that income coming in so you can at least pay your bills, and then when you get the commission checks, that'll start to start to add to it, right? When you're more experienced, you're going to be focusing a little bit less on the mentorship, as you might imagine, and focus a little bit more on the revenue, right? Maybe go 100% commission. Maybe you go rev share, basically a rev share or a reoccurring commission structure. You might be looking a little bit more for autonomy. You actually want to just be left alone. Just leave me alone. Just let me make sales. I don't want to be on the meetings. I don't want to be on the train. Do all those types of things. You have that ability when you actually been doing it a while. Also, I would consider probably the product you want to be selling might change a little bit. The higher the ticket sales, the more difficult the product is to sell, the more money you can make, but also it means you need more skills. All right, so these are all the things that with down the line you might start to look at once you've been doing it, 5, 10 years, right? Hey guys, if you do want to learn how to optimize your sales process, smash quotas, and all other sales related stuff, please subscribe down below. Thank you. But let's talk commissions, like the good stuff. So there's typically two different ways that commissions are done in high ticket sales. One is going to be 100% commission based, and that's, as you might imagine, it's just you eat what you kill. That's the famous expression, right? So if you bring in $100,000 of business, the revenue is they'll give you 20. They'll give you 20% of that. You'll make 20 grand off of it. Um, that does come with a lot of pros. Of you tend to be things are a lot more flexible when you're working that way. You're basically more of a freelancer. You just work when you want to, as long as you're hitting the quotas, hitting the necessary amounts. There tends to not be any fixed hours or things like this, right? Because they just care about the returns, right? How many sales you're bringing in. The cons for this is it's definitely a lot harder. It's a lot more stressful. It's typically not ideal if you're just getting started, as I mentioned before. Also, I would say they're the company's a lot less likely to invest in you. It's more just throw a bunch of what's the expression? Throw it against the wall and see what stick, whatever the expression is for that. But basically, they might just hire 10 of you and just assume that 6 are going to fail, 7 are going to fail, and just not really put the effort to mentorship and training, as I mentioned before, that other companies would have. So these are things I'd be looking at if you're going 100% commission. Also, a lot of the times, kind of shady products, things you maybe don't want to be selling, tend to be 100% commission based. Like they don't really care. Just sell the product. I don't really care. Just as much as you can. Say whatever you want to get people to sign up. That tends to be more common, the 100% commission structure. Yeah. So, but bottom line, I just wouldn't recommend 100% commissions if you're new to sales. If you're new to high commission sales, I would at least get some base in there. Which, good news is, most do have base plus commissions. So let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously the pros you might imagine for having a base plus commissions is you're having guaranteed pay. As long as you are they're not firing you, as long as they're keeping you on, you're always going to receive a certain amount, so you can pay your bills with that. You can relax, know that that's coming in. Then when you get the bonuses, you have good months, right? It kind of feels like extra on top. So for that reason alone, I'd suggest this for beginners, because you just don't know how many sales you're going to be able to get reliably and you're just starting off. A big con, though, of this, which people don't really talk about that much, is you're treated much more as an employee when you're in a base plus commissions, because basically that base, they consider it as a hourly wage, essentially. Okay, hey, we're paying you $3,000 a month. You need to be at your seat, these hours of the day, right? Where if it's 100% commission, they don't really have the teeth to say that, because look, who cares? I brought you in, $100,000 of business last month, and who cares how long it takes. So it's much more common that'll be happening in the base plus commissions, where you're kind of treated like an employee, even if you're 1099. However, with all those disadvantages I mentioned, I would say if you're starting off, definitely base plus commissions. What to look for as well, the gold standard, but a lot of companies shy away from it for this reason, is reoccurring revenue, essentially permanent reoccurring revenue. So whatever it is, essentially every month when the client re-ups or repays every month, every year, you should be able to get earnings on that, which makes sense, right? Because the client is still bringing in business to the company. So why wouldn't you get paid on that? It does typically go down, like, maybe the first time you get 20% commission, then the next time you get 10%, 5%. It does tend to go down, which I don't agree with, but that's just the way it is. So these are things, when you actually been doing it a while, you can negotiate these things a lot more. You have a lot more power than you think to set these numbers. But so ideally, look for that revenue share. Hey guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And that's it.